Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Publer. My name is Yorgo and today we will be doing a little demo together. This will be a demo tailored to marketing agencies and we're specifically going to focus on some of the features that help marketing agencies use Publer best. We're going to focus on how to use workspaces, the approval workflow, the client role, and also a few other features that will help make the social media scheduling and management process easier for all marketing agencies that use Publer. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So the first thing you do when you join Publer is you are asked to create your own workspace. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the Workspaces tab here at the top right corner and click on Creating Your Workspace. I'm going to choose to add maybe Marketing Team as the name of the workspace, and I'm going to choose the industry of technology. Now, keep in mind that workspaces are designed to be a good solution for clients, a good solution for teams, or a good solution for different businesses. How we like to use them is, for example, a marketing agency that has 100 clients, they could have 100 workspaces, with each workspace representing a client. At the same time, a workspace can be one of your internal teams, or it can be a different business. So the way they are designed is for you to best organize your work, your clients, and your businesses into different workspaces. After you create your workspace, you'll be able to add your social accounts. We support Facebook pages, groups, and location pages within Publer, Instagram accounts, TikTok accounts, Twitter, LinkedIn profile and pages, Pinterest, Google Business profiles, YouTube, WordPress, and Telegram channels and groups. You can add the social accounts here, or you can click on Continue. Publer will be setting up your workspace, and after that, you can also add the social accounts at any point in the future. Connecting social accounts is very simple. I would just need to click on Facebook, choose what kind of Facebook account I would add. After that, I will be redirected to Facebook, where I'll be asked to sign into my Facebook profile, and I can enter my credentials to add my accounts. Now I'm going to go ahead and click Continue, and I'm going to switch to another workspace that I already have added the accounts to. I'm going to switch to the Publer workspace. As you can see, here are my social accounts on the left side. Again, I can go to the social accounts tab, click on Connect, and that is where I will be able to add more social accounts. Now that we took a look at how workspaces work, let's see how we can use the approval feature, internal notes, and how we can work with the client. So first things first, the client. Let's invite the client into Publer. On the left-hand side here, I'm going to go to the Members tab. And here, as you can see, I am listed as the owner of this workspace. I'm going to click on Invite Member, which is where you'll see the option to add an editor, an admin, or a client. Now, adding editors and admins will help you in your agency to work with your team members. So editors can help you create the posts, admins can help you approve the posts of the editors, or even make changes to them and provide insights using the internal notes feature that we will get to in a little. And also, clients are an external role. You can always invite clients to Publer if you want them to take a look at the posts, or to approve the posts, or even just have access to add their own personal accounts. So when you add a client, you're first going to have to add their email. After that, you can choose whether you want them to add social accounts or create and edit, delete posts. In this case, I'm simply just going to add the client without giving them access to add social accounts or create and delete posts. And I'm going to assign the Facebook page and the Instagram account to them. Now, I want to have this client approve posts for these two accounts. And I'm going to show you what it will look like on the client end. So as soon as I invite this client, you can see that they are added to my workspace. I'm now going to switch to a different window. This is the other window. As you can see, the client actually got a notification here, and this notification tells the client that they were added to the workspace. This is the workspace. As you can see on the left side, this is a client dedicated view, so they only have access to posts, to the calendar, and to the analytics tab on Publer for these specific social accounts. They cannot create any posts, as you can see. They cannot add any social accounts because they don't have that access. So the only thing they can do at the moment is approve posts for these two accounts. Now let's run a test together. Let's create a post. So I'm going to go to the Create page. I'm going to choose the Facebook page and the Instagram account. And actually, let us use the AI Assist to come up with a nice post. So let's say, write something about the summer ahead and include 7 hashtags, 7 relevant hashtags. I'm going to click on Generate, and I'm going to wait for the Publer AI Assist to help me with generating content idea. So as you can see, I have a paragraph here. I'm already going to just add that to the post. I'm gonna edit it a little so I can make it easier to read maybe. And then I'm also going to add an image. Now, keep in mind with Publer, you can create all types of posts. You can add locations to your posts, watermarks to your photos, signatures, which are little outros that you can put at the end of your post, follow-up comments, which are the first comment, also known as the first comment, but you can add up to 2 comments with Publer. And what I like to use the follow-up comments for is hashtags or extra info that I don't want to include in the caption of the post. You can also automatically share the post so it is shared as a link from this page to another if you want to. So if you select that and then share this to another page, that means that when the post is shared, it will be automatically shared as a link. You can automatically delete the post and also choose a delay between accounts. Now let's go ahead and choose an image. I'm gonna go ahead and choose an image from the media library. Of course, you can choose any of the sources. You can design with Canva or even with the Publer AI or Vista Create. So let's click on the library. Here, actually, I'm going to use something for the summer. So I think maybe I'll choose this photo. I'll click on Use Media. And as you can see on the right-hand side, I can preview this post in real time. If your screen happens to be smaller, then you will always see the preview button here, and you can preview the post on the right side here. Now I'm going to go ahead and schedule the post. So I'm going to choose schedule. I'm going to choose 1st of June, and let's choose 11 p.m. This post is successfully scheduled. And now, since I have a client in this workspace who I need to first approve the posts, then this client will get a notification. So let's switch to the client view. As you can see, I got a notification here. And because I scheduled the post for both Instagram and Facebook, the client got 2 separate notifications. Now, the post for Facebook and the post for Instagram both require approval. As you can see, this led me to the Instagram post. But again, the client can always just go to posts, search for scheduled, and then search for pending approval. So that's where they can find all the posts that require their approval. For the Instagram post, it's still under pending approval, so the client can decline it or approve it. So they can see the post that needs to be approved. But if they want to, they can decline it first because they want to make some changes. For example, let's say the client wants to decline the post because it doesn't have enough hashtags. So they would say something like, please include more hashtags in the post. They decline the post, and as soon as they do that, the member will receive a notification. Let me go here to the notifications tab. As you can see, it says the post was declined. So if the member clicks on that, they'll be redirected to the post and they'll see the message that the client wrote along with the fact that the post was declined. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a few more hashtags. For example, summer 2023, wine, food, sea, and so on. And I'm going to resubmit this because the client asked that they wanted more hashtags. So now that I resubmitted the post, the client again will get a notification that the post requires their approval because there were changes that were made to the post. The client might think that the post is good or that there might be some more changes included. So they can either go ahead and approve the posts if they think it's good, or they can go ahead and decline it again. Let me approve the post first. You'll see that the post was approved. The member will get a notification. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag the member. This is how you can use internal notes so that you can collaborate efficiently with clients, editors, admins, any other members of your workspace. It helps you communicate and collaborate within Publer. So I'm going to tag the member and I'm going to let him know that we need another image. Maybe see if you can have one about the sea and one about food. I'm going to add that, and if I switch to my member view, I will see that I will get a notification that I was mentioned in a post. As you can see, it says we need another image here, and that we maybe can find something about the sea and the food. Now that I read this note from the client, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the post. I'm going to remove this and add 2 images. So let's see what I have in my media library. I would say maybe we can add this one with the sea and then this one with the food. I'm going to click on Use Media, and I'm going to click on Save. And after that, the client will get again a notification for the changes that were made. See how the post is expecting approval. So if I switch to the client view, I can click on the notification that the post requires my approval, and I'll be able to see it one last time. Let's suppose that the client is happy with the result. They will approve the post, and as soon as they do, this post will go automatically under Scheduled All. So now if I refresh the page, I will see that there's nothing under decline and the post should be under scheduled. I can filter by Instagram so that I can see the post for Instagram. And as you can see, here's the post that we were just working on. So this is just one example on how you can use the AI assistant Publer to create new content and how you can best use the approval feature to work and efficiently collaborate and communicate with your clients or other members within Publer. We see that the post is ready. I can also go ahead and publish it. Of course, if I want to make any last minute changes, I can also do that. So this is a great example of how you can do that. Keep in mind, internal notes can also be used within the calendar. So if I go to the calendar and go to a specific post, if I click on it, I'll be able to see the internal notes on the right side again, just the same way as I saw it in the posts tab. So the calendar view is a nicer and more complete full screen view of all your posts, everything you're working on for all the social accounts that you have there. So this is a good way to see what your posts look like and how they're spread out for the months ahead. One other thing to keep in mind is that you can work with editors, admins, and clients, as I previously mentioned. So editors and admins, consider them to be two internal roles, and how we like to use editors is maybe interns or maybe social media managers who are working within your company. An admin will then be the manager who helps oversee the work that the editors are doing. Now, when you add an editor, so let's go to the members tab and invite an editor here. I'm going to choose editor. When you add an editor to your Publer workspace, you will be asked to assign the social accounts to them. For example, I want this editor to have access to the Facebook page and to the Instagram account. This is what you are asked to do. You can choose whether you want this editor's post to be approved by an admin or not. So if I choose for the posts of this editor to be approved by an admin, then every time this editor creates a post, these posts will first need approval by the admin. Keep in mind, this is only the internal hierarchy. I also have a client who is part of this workspace, and as you know, this client needs to approve the posts for these two social accounts, which means when this editor creates a post, the post will first have to be approved by the admin or the owner of the account, which is me, and then after they are approved by the internal team, the admin or the owner, they will have to be approved by the client, the external role. This is how you can use these two different hierarchies together so that you can streamline your social media management process. It's always good to have roles like an editor and admin, especially if you have a team that helps you with creating your posts. And then for the client role, you don't have to always have them approve the posts. The clients can also be just someone who are part of your workspace. They add their social accounts to your workspace without the client having to give you access to their credentials or to their social accounts. Now, keep in mind, the client can also have more responsibilities. As we saw earlier, the client, if I go to edit member here, I can choose to give the client more permissions. So I can choose to give them permission to add social accounts into Publer and to create, edit, and delete posts. Now, there's a few ways you can do this. You can either give the client access to everything, and when you do give the client access to everything and access to also approve the posts for the social accounts, then the view for the client will look something like this. It will be, instead of it being a dedicated client view, it will be the same as the view that the owner has. So as you can see, they can see the create page, they can create posts, they can go to social accounts, they can connect accounts, and so on. So they can do everything an owner or an admin can do. Of course, they have some restrictions. They cannot access the billing. They don't have the same roles, but they have access to all the tabs in the navigation bar, from the create post to the analytics tab. Now, if you want your client to just be part of your workspace but to not create posts or to not approve posts, but you only want them to be a part of the workspace so that they can just see what you are working on, it's also possible. What you need to do is you can go to the client, go to edit social accounts, and simply change the permission from should approve to should not approve posts. That way, anytime somebody creates posts, they don't need the client approval. On the other hand, you can also edit the member, so edit the client, and make sure to not give them permission to add social accounts or to add and delete posts. And what will happen is, if I go to the client view now, I will be able to see the posts and who has worked on the post. For example, I can see that this post was created by Yorgo, but that's it. I cannot do anything to the post. I cannot edit it. I cannot approve it because I don't have any action to do that. On the other hand, you can also just add clients to your workspace simply so that they can add social accounts. There's a lot of cases when clients do not want to share their credentials, and of course, instead of sharing their credentials, it's safer for them to add the accounts themselves. So what you can do is you can go to the client, edit the member, and choose to give them access to add social accounts. When I do this, then the client will have a different kind of view, and they will be able to go to social accounts. They'll still be able to see posts, calendar, and analytics only, but they will also be able to go to social accounts and connect their own social accounts. They can connect Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the other accounts that we mentioned previously as well. And this is a good way, as I mentioned earlier, for the clients to securely give you access to their social accounts without having to share passwords or credentials. All right, well, we have come to the end of our demo. This is how you can best use Publer for marketing agencies. As you saw, we were able to take a look at workspaces, which help you organize your clients and your work into different categories, into different workspaces specifically. We also took a look at the approval feature, how that works, the client role and the different permissions of the client role, and the two different hierarchies, the internal one and the external one. Moreover, we were able to take a look at some of the features like the AI assist, some of the post options, and how you can best use Publer to collaborate with your team members using internal notes. I hope you were able to learn something from this video, and if so, please do let us know in the comments below. Let us know what questions you have and what you would like to see in our next demo walkthrough. So what are you waiting for? Start using Publer for all your needs, especially if you are a marketing agency. Thank you so much for joining us today. Goodbye.